Welcome back to Central Park. The words of Shakespeare were written more than 400 years ago, that much we know. Part of their appeal, though, is the very timelessness of them. Here on Quest Means Business, we apply some of Shakespeare's lines to our world of business. Brevity is the soul of wit. Communicate effectively and don't waste someone's time. Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. Plan strategically, think long and hard before any big decisions. To business that we love, we rise, betime and go tut with delight. The importance of loving what you do. One woman who certainly does is Farah Karim-Cooper, who knows a thing or two about that. She's the director of the Folger Shakespeare Library in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I always want to ask people on Shakespeare, this first question is, do you believe it was one person or an amalgam?
I believe it was one person.
You do?
I do, yes. But the Folger Shakespeare Library is poised for any type of research, so if you have a theory, you can come and dig in. But I do think it was the man from Stratford.
Why do we still find a relevance and a love of it? In modern times, what's the reason?
I would say, I would move away from relevance and say it's useful. Shakespeare is useful today, because he helps us think about things that we are still addressing in society. So, for example, challenges that we might have with regard to politics, to grief, to loss. He actually gives you a toolkit to help you think about how to address those, how to answer questions.
How would he then, you've opened it up, how would he then say, for example, this shift that we're now seeing in Washington with museums and culture and all these issues, what would you make of that?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I saw Twelfth Night last night, and it's a play full of these kinds of oppositions, right? There's a lot of joy and there's a lot of hilarity in it, but there's some biting humor in it. When Shakespeare says, or when Toby says, dost thou think because thou art virtuous there should be no cakes and ale? That's a huge indictment of imposing one's morals on an entire society, right there in a moment of hilarity.
Do you feel, I can't think off the top of my head, because my ability to quote Shakespeare is so, well, yours is brilliant, but do you think that there's any, you know, if diversity, inclusion, and were you to have a look at Shakespeare, how would it perform today, do you think?
I mean, Shakespeare's own society was diverse. We just don't talk about it enough. There were people from lots of different societies living in Shakespeare's London.
So how do you, I'm glad you mentioned this.
Yeah.
So how do you get over an elitism of Shakespeare? How do you attract a generation that's TikTokery in 20 seconds or less?
Yeah.
But of course Shakespeare's relevance or has accessibility. How do you do it?
You take him down from the plinth. Oh. Shakespeare was constructed into this icon in the 18th century. That's not the 16th century jobbing playwright who was working with a bunch of actors in a really scrappy industry, right? This is a different Shakespeare, and that's the legacy, the 18th century Shakespeare, that we have to overcome.
Are you in favor of modernizing the words of the plays and so on, so that, you know, people don't have to, with us thou hast washed us with us?
I'm in favor of clarifying it. I'm in favor of making it more accessible. And sometimes that means you have to change a word or two. But Shakespeare's company would have done that too.
Really?
Yes, because his plays were malleable in their own time. And they've been malleable ever since. They did it in the 18th century, 19th century, and now.
What do you make of this? I mean, just look at it.
Oh, it's stunning.
And the
yeah.
Toilets that work. Raccoons, well, they can still have sex under the thing, I'm told. I'm told they was always doing that at the Delacorte Theatre. But this is really what the arts is about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Free, accessible, available. You must be delighted.
I am. Storytelling in the round, that's what it's all about.
I'm so grateful that you came and joined us today. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed.